My next guest has got a big fight coming up here against Said Nurmagomedov, UFC Fight Night, March 11th. It's Jonathan Martinez, the Dragon, here on the program. Jonathan, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing awesome. Where am I getting you today? You're in the car? You coming from practice, going to practice? Where am I getting you today?
Yeah, I was at practice, so just got done with sparring, so I'm just going home right now.
Gotcha. So I'm cutting into your downtime then, is my understanding here.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Fair enough. Don't want to keep you too long. Hey, man, you finally got that ranked opponent. How happy were you to get this fight?
Yeah, I was really excited. When the name came up, I said right away yes. So, can't wait for that.
What did you think of his last fight? He ended up getting the win over Said Nurmagomedov, but it was a fight where I think people could argue that Said Nurmagomedov was actually winning that fight before the finish. What did you make of that last performance he had?
I guess I don't know. Just seen a lot of different things, and he just came out with victory. So that's pretty much all that matters. So, he did good.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I guess expecting the best guy as well. And was this the right amount of time off in between fights, or were you trying to fight a little bit sooner than this?
Oh no, this is the right time and stuff. Fighting in March, so I'm kind of excited for that.
Because you kind of like usually after your fights, you'll go home for a bit, then go back to Colorado and do training, right? So for you, it's a bit different than say, some fighter who just lives and trains at home, right?
Yes.
So that's good. So you got a lot of family time, which is awesome. This is a tough opponent here, 17-2 record. How do you feel like stylistically you match up against him in this fight?
I think I'm perfect for his matchup. This matchup, and I'm really excited. I've been training so hard for this, so I'm just ready to show people and stuff what I could do.
Do you bring in anyone specific for him as an opponent, or is it just regular training camp, kind of working on what you're good at?
Just where I'm good at, and then I have Chris Gutierrez, same styles pretty much, and then Yusuf Salah. So I've been working with a lot of them, so I'm really excited to go in there and show and stuff.
Well, I mean, you guys keep winning, you and Chris, so I guess just keep things how they are, right? If you guys are winning, you might as well keep things going, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. And what about other names at the gym that you get to work with? Obviously, you mentioned Yusuf, you mentioned Chris there. I'm sure you have a few up and comers as well, just because that's just the way gyms are. Is that accurate? Do you kind of have a mix of guys you work with?
Yeah, we got a lot of mixture. I've been working with David Unama.
Oh, awesome. Oh, so he's at Factory X. Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah, he's there. So I'm kind of excited right there for him. His name is actually Aliga.
Oh, is it? Oh, there you go. I guess David's easier to say then.
Yeah, that's actually his real name. So yeah.
I would imagine you two kind of get along a little bit because the personality I would say is a little bit similar. You guys are like super nice guys when it comes to like doing media and all that stuff, but in the cage, very violent. Do you think that's accurate?
Yeah, pretty much. He's a really cool guy. So, I have fun training with him.
He's a bit of a character too. Does he kind of lighten up the room, kind of like Yusuf a bit, right?
Yeah, he's a funny guy.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, well that's nice. Iron sharpens iron. What about the weight cut? I know we got lots of time before this fight, but when does that process start for you?
I started cutting weight pretty much. I don't know. Well, everything's good right now, so I don't really worry about that right now until.
Well, I mean, just like you're probably eating healthy and stuff, right? Just to get the weight down, and then you do the actual cut, like obviously closer to fight time, right?
Yeah. So everything's pretty much good. Just I'm just ready to go in there and perform. So I'm excited for that.
Now you and Chris, you guys still room together, or did you get your own place this time around?
I got my own place, but he'll come over sometimes to cook for me and stuff.
I was gonna say this is something we talked about last time. So is he's still making you meals and that, and then you guys like kind of go back and forth? Do you ever make meals for him or no?
Nah, he does that and stuff.
Okay, well that's okay. That's fair enough. And you guys still watch Vampire Diaries together, or what was the show you guys were watching last time?
Yeah, Vampire Diaries. Yeah, we've been watching that. He's always fighting that. He's I guess Stefan and stuff. I don't know.
Fair enough. Okay, that's good. That's awesome. And then your corner, I imagine Coach Mark. Who else is going to be in the cage with you as far as your corner? Do you know that yet?
My little brother, and then Chris Gutierrez.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Does your brother fight?
Yeah, he fights. Yeah, he's 4-2 as a pro.
Oh, is he really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a 25er and stuff.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Are you guys similar, like personalities? I know sometimes brothers can be the exact opposite.
Yeah, kind of. He's a little bit more quiet than me, so.
But probably dangerous in the cage, right? Kind of like you do.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, that makes sense. I know you don't like getting paid by the hour. You like going out there and getting the finish. How do you see the fight playing out on March 11th?
Hopefully with my hand raised. I'm not gonna say how, but I'm just been training really hard, so just gonna go in there and show my skills.
All right, we're gonna get to the favorite part of the interview for you. I want to ask you about a couple other things that are going on in MMA. We just had that Islam and Volkanovski fight. What did you think of the matchup, and how did you score it when you watched the fight? Because obviously it went to the scorecards.
Yeah, I think Volkanovski won, honestly, but that's me.
What did you think about the fight itself, though? Like, were you expecting it to play out like that? I think a lot of people felt like Islam might go out there and get the finish like he did with Charles. What did you think going in and how it actually played out?
Yeah, it was crazy. Volkanovski did his homework, and he showed a lot of holes on Islam. So it was a pretty crazy fight.
This is like I said, a ranked opponent for you. This is something that I know you've been working towards. You get the ranked opponent, you get a win here. Do you think this could be one of the biggest years of your career in terms of progression? Because once you get that ranked win, that's when you start to get the bigger names and the step up. Is that kind of what you're thinking for this year?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And a win over this guy, it'll be. I get my last fight, I called out Dominic, and I wasn't ranked, so he's not trying to find no ranked guy. So hopefully I'm ranked and tries to fight me now. So.
Is there any pressure though? Like we see certain fighters, try and talk on the mic and call guys out and just, try and, we saw this with Colby Covington years ago. I know that's not probably what you're going to end up doing, but you know what I mean? Like we see guys, if they're a little bit more vocal, sometimes they get the fights. Is there any pressure to do that on your end?
No, I just say names and they give it to me. They do it. They don't.
Yeah. I guess in your case, it's more like just get the highlight reel finish and then, let your fighting do the talking, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, that makes sense. And aside from watching Vampire Diaries with Chris Gutierrez, what else have you been up to in your downtime? You getting any going on any hikes or anything? I don't know. What do you get up to when you're not in training?
Honestly, I just rest and train. I train a lot. I'm trying to. It's my shot to get ranked, so I just been training. I'm just been training really hard for this fight. So just been resting and training, going to the gym. So that's pretty much it.
What about at the top of your division? We've got Aljamain Sterling as the champion. It seems like he's out for a bit with that bicep injury. I'm sure you're paying attention to this. Like, what do you think? Like, should it be Sean O'Malley getting the next shot? Should some of these fights that are, like we've got Sanhagen and Chito Vera? Do you think maybe the winner of that? What would you like to see happen as someone who's in that division?
I think the winner is Sanhagen. I think they should get the next title shot.
Where would with O'Malley though, just because he beat Piotr Jan, I know people felt like maybe he didn't win that fight. Do you think he should be close to that, or does he need another fight in your opinion?
I think he's there, and honestly, I did think he won that fight.
Okay,
Peter took him down and just didn't really do a lot of damage, but when Sean got up, he was doing damage. So that's just me. So.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. And also we're seeing obviously Henry Cejudo sort of inserting his name into the conversation. Do you think he fights again? Because we keep hearing about him coming back, but he hasn't come back. It's been a while since we've seen him fight.
Oh man, I don't know. That's kind of hard because a lot of people take breaks, they come back, they think they're the same person, and then they took all that time off. So I don't know. I think that's kind of gonna hurt him.
Well, no, but do you actually think he'll come back? Like we keep hearing that he's going to take a fight, but he hasn't had one yet. There's nothing booked, right? I know I think they were trying to work on him and Sterling, but obviously Sterling's out. So do you see him fighting again? Is I guess my question.
Oh, I don't know, honestly. Maybe in 5 years. I don't know.
In 5 years? Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, I guess we'll see. Never say never, I suppose, as well. And then, is there any? I think we talked about this before, but is there any thought of you just moving to Colorado full time? I know you have your kids. Is there any thought of maybe bringing them there, or like what sort of like, or do you like this sort of go back to Texas and then go to Colorado for your camps?
Yeah, I like it like this. So I like the way it is right now.
Is that also just because there's no distractions? Like you just have to focus on fighting when you're in Colorado, and you don't.
I just got to focus here on just fighting. That's pretty much it. So I'm kind of like just doing that.
Do your kids like kind of have an understanding about that? I guess they're so used to it now, but just that, hey, dad's got to go to work and punch people in the face, and I'll do my calls and stuff. But I know it must be tough as well because you're missing out on stuff too, right?
Yeah, it's hard, and then they understand too. But it's kind of hard to miss their birthdays and stuff like that. But in the end, it's gonna pay off. So.
And if you get those bonuses like you've been getting sometimes, you get get some extra stuff for them, right? Which is great. So I'm sure they understand that too. So
yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. I mentioned there Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler. They're going to be coaching The Ultimate Fighter. Is that something that would get you to watch that show? Because I know the ratings haven't been kind of what they've been in years past.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't really keep on watching none of those. They come up, but I don't really watch.
You don't care? Okay, fair enough. Do you like watch fights though regularly, or is that just because I know obviously
not really. I just watch when my teammate fights. If they fight, I watch that one. If I like another fighter, I watch it, but I won't watch the whole card.
Right. Well, it's tough too because they're doing cards every week, right? So I'm sure it's tough to kind of manage all that. So yeah, if your teammates are fighting, what about fights in your division? If there's like a big fight at bantamweight, would you tune in for that, or is that something you'd kind of be like, well, maybe if I have to fight them?
Yeah, I do watch it, but I usually watch it the next day.
Right.
I won't watch it that day. I watch it the next day and stuff.
Make it on your schedule. I like that idea. The power of the PVR, right? It's important. By the way, how come you guys don't get I've always wondered this. How come you guys don't get like a free ESPN Plus like subscription or something? Because like you guys work for the company. I figured they should, give you guys a little bit of a kickback on that, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I need to ask too.
Yeah, I always wondered that. Anyways, I know you got places to be, people to see, Jonathan. I appreciate the time. You have a new Twitter, by the way. So if you want to plug that and any other sponsors you want to mention or anyone you want to thank, I'll give you the last word.
I just want to thank my team here at Factory X. My Twitter, kind of forgot it right now, but it's somewhere.
If you type in Jonathan Martinez UFC in Google, it'll pop up, I'm sure, right? I think it's Dragon 08 or something, is it, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh, no, it's Jonathan Dragon Martinez.
Jonathan Dragon Martinez. Okay, we'll have to look that one up. Cool. Awesome.
Okay.